What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and welcome to the first episode of Mining Rig Wars. If you would like to submit your mining rig, please check the description below for the submission form on the website, or you can also email submissions at sonofatech.com. If you are going to submit, please make sure that you take your pictures in landscape mode. If they are not in landscape, I am going to ignore them. Also, if they're super blurry and I can't tell what's going on, then we're also going to ignore them. Or I'll at least reply and say, hey, retake pictures, please. So that's what we're going to do for now. So the way this is going to work is we're going to run 3 episodes, and during those 3 episodes, we will feature 5 mining rigs in each episode. And you will vote on those rigs by clicking on the integrated YouTube poll that I will link up here. Once you've voted, we will have the winner from each of the first 3 episodes enter the finale in the 4th episode. The final winner of the final episode for this series will receive $25 in Bitcoin. I know it's not a lot right now, but I have to self-sponsor, so that's what we're going to be doing. Of course, we will be running multiple series of this show, so stay tuned for that and hit the sub button if you enjoyed. Without further ado, let's start Mining Rig Wars. Alrighty, so I have my handy dandy tablet here. Yeah. And I'm going to log in because password protection, you guys should do that. And I have the first 5 rigs for episode 1 right here. Rig A is going to be the first mining rig, aptly named, of course, by Sebastian. Now, to give you guys an idea, the reason it's named that is because he didn't give me a name, and because he is using the open airframe from First Mining Rig. He also does have the fan adapters, so he went all out on the parts. He followed that up with 2 1080 Ti Founders Editions, a single 1080 Ti for the win, and 2 1070 Quicksilvers. It's running on the Asus Z270E motherboard with a Celeron G3930 proc and an AX1500i power supply. And if you gamers were wondering where all your fans were going, well, he seems to be taking up all the Noctua fans with 6 NF-A9s and 4 NF-A14s. The operating system is running off of a SanDisk SSD, 120 gigabytes, and it is running EthOS. His hash rate is currently 3,400 souls in Zcash. And a quick note here, if you guys don't mind running at least the benchmark with Claymore, etc. on ETH to get the mega hash a second, I think that's what we're going to base all of our hash rate judgments on from here on out, but we'll let you get by, Sebastian, for now. Thanks for your submission. Alright, Rig B is going to be Incognito by Dio, and this one's super clever. It's in a filing cabinet. Yes, it's in a filing cabinet. It's featuring a Pentium G4400 processor with an ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboard, and he has 2 power supplies in here, the EVGA 1000 watt, and the support is the Rosewell 1600 watt Hercules. He's running 16 gigabytes of HyperX Fury, DDR4, and yeah, I would make a suggestion here, or a question: why waste all that money on 16 gigabytes of memory? You don't really need it in a mining rig. If you're gonna go all out, I don't know. Let me know. I'm super curious on that. If you're already running a solid state drive for the OS, then you're going to be able to expand your virtual memory, and you're not going to improve any performance otherwise. So yeah, let me know on that. That's the only thing I disagree with. He has T-Module PCIe Express risers, and then he's running 4 200mm fans, 5 120mm fans, and a filing cabinet with a key. Yes, that's correct. This is a super clever build. I love it. The name is perfect. It fits so good, Dio. Thanks for your submission. The hash rate, of course, to let you guys know, at stock speeds, he is running 288 mega hash a second. If I didn't mention this, if I did forget it, yeah, that's on 12 RX 580s, 4 gigabyte MSI armors, and that's all on one motherboard, guys. One motherboard. That ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. The next rig is Rig C from Jules, and it is featuring an H170 gaming motherboard with an Intel Pentium unspecified with 4 gigabytes of DDR4 and 3 KFA2 GTX 1060 3 gigabytes. And he is using a B800M power supply from Lepa with an EVGA 450 power supply for support. I assume that's for the motherboard, etc. Currently, the hash rate is 60 mega hash on those 3 cards. That's pretty good. I mean, you can get the 1063 gigabytes with the proper memory up to about 24 mega hash. That's if you get the right memory and you overclock them and are able to overclock it to 750 megahertz above the base memory clock. If you do all that, you can probably improve it there, improve your hash rate a little bit. So take a look at those settings when you get a chance. If you guys want to vote for any of these, be sure, like I said, to click the poll. And this one is Rig C by Jules. Rig D is Wrapped G1, and he actually has 2 rigs here, so I'm just going to call it Wrapped G. And the owner is Clint. So Clint here has submitted 2 shoe racks for us to take a look at. They are both featuring H110 motherboards. One has the Pentium G3220, while the other is running the G3930, which seems to be a pretty good and popular pick right now. It has dropped in price on Amazon to about $39, so interested in that for sure. He is running HyperX DDR3 1600 megahertz, 8 gigabytes of it on one of the rigs. On the other one, he's running DDR4 2400 megahertz, one 8 gig stick. Why are we running more than 4? Why? Is it just what you have laying around? Alright, so on the first rig, he's running a Cougar 80 Plus 650 watt power supply with a 600 watt thermal take for support. He is running on that rig a GTX 1060 3 gigabyte, 2 of those. He's running a single GTX 1060 Asus Dual 3 gigabytes, a single Galax GTX 1060 3 gigabytes, and 2 Galax GTX 1070s. Unfortunately, we do not have the hash rate. He didn't provide it for us for Rig 1, because on Rig 2, it's significantly underpowered compared to that, I would think at least. He's running the Aorus RX 570, 2 of those, with an RX 480 from Gigabyte, a 4 gigabyte, and an Asus RX 570 4 gigabyte, 2 of those as well. And he says his hash rate's 128 mega hash a second. So I'm trying to calculate that in my head. If you're looking, I would say those go from 24 to 27 mega hash a second. Let's say 25. It's 100. Yeah, that's right on par. That's about right. I think with some overclocking and BIOS modding, you could probably get a little higher though. Try the new blockchain drivers. I hear that those pop those 570s and 480s back up to where they were at when ETH first launched. Alrighty, finally we have Rig E HM1 from Dragon. You can vote for him once again up here, or your favorite. And he is running an AMD A4 dual-core proc, so that's super budget. I'm intrigued. On a Gigabyte FM1 motherboard. I assume that means that we are running an older AMD A4, so not like the A10 series. Well, the ones underneath the A10 series are the latest ones. At least not running any FM2 at this point. So I think if you're able to pick that up on the used market, it might not be a bad idea, because he is able to run 4 RX 480s off of this. And he has 8 gigabytes of RAM and 120 gigabytes Kingston solid state drive. He's currently at a stable hash rate claimed of 112 mega hash a second. So for that budget build, that's pretty impressive. He is just placing it on a shelf, of course saving money, getting that ROI, so there you go. I would like to see these mounted somewhere. That makes me super nervous seeing that RX 480 on the edge just waiting to fall off. I just, please don't. There's no power supply information. It does look like in the picture. I'm trying to pull this up here real quick. All right, so in the picture, it does look like he's running a 700 watt power supply from an unknown brand that I'm not sure of. So that's it. If you guys want to vote for any of these, please click the poll and submit your votes. Once again, if you want to submit, click the submission link in the description below or email submissions@sonofatech.com. Hope you enjoyed this first episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And as always, I will see you next Tuesday.